Day. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Shanika Grimshaw in for Mark Hall. Voters around the country heading to the polls, casting their ballot in a historic presidential race. That race still brewing in the final hours between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. Plus, two local Senate races could have a major impact on the balance of power. Former Governor Larry Hogan up against Prince George's County Executive Angela Brooks. And in Virginia, incumbent Tim Kaine fighting to keep his Senate seat from Republican challenger Hung Cao. And we now have meteorologist Damon Matson with the latest check on your Election Day forecast. It's looking pretty good out there for folks who will be waiting in line, Damon.
Yeah, no worries really, Shanika. On the weather front here today, all will be quiet enough as folks go out there, and it will be a busy day, no doubt. But I will say this, anybody that's going to be out in line this afternoon, you will have to ditch that jacket. Temperatures have jumped here since the sun started breaking out through the mid-morning hours, and now we are in for a very warm rest of your Election Day. Temperatures are in the lower to middle 70s across most of the DMV as we speak. The only exception is over toward Annapolis there and out across the mountains in West Virginia, far western Maryland. And it's getting warm enough to the point that look at Waldorf here, 77. We have a few locations creeping up toward 80 degrees, and that is not going to be completely out of the question because we're in the same sort of pattern as we had yesterday. Southerly winds have even picked up a little bit as we see those at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. And it's this consistent southerly wind combined with a good amount of sunshine that will continue to push temperatures upward as we go throughout the rest of your day. So we'll continue to see that breeziness. We'll continue to see those temperatures rising. Now, are we in to set possibly some records tomorrow? We'll have a full look at that forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Thank you, 1202. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Election Day is here and thousands are heading to the polling places across the DMV to cast their ballot. The biggest races are happening in Maryland and Virginia, and we've got team coverage at Maryland and Virginia polling places. DC News Now's Candace Cole is in Arlington, Virginia, covering the race between former governor and Democratic incumbent Senator Tim Kaine and Trump-backed Republican challenger Hung Cao. But first, let's get over to reporter Yamari Sase in Maryland, who's keeping an eye on the tight race for Senate between Angela Brooks and Larry Hogan. That could have major impacts on the country as a whole.
According to a recent poll from The Hill, Prince George's County Executive Angela Brooks has a 14-point lead on former Governor Larry Hogan. Now, as many people come out here to cast their ballot, they're also paying a close attention to the Senate race.
It's the right thing to do. I believe, especially as black people, we got to exercise our right to vote.
Cornelius Williams woke up early Tuesday morning to cast his 2024 election ballot.
We need new leadership. We need a new vision.
As many voters join the long lines, they're also keeping an eye out on the Maryland Senate race with Prince George's County Executive Angela Brooks and former Governor Larry Hogan.
Who's going to look out for you? Who's going to protect you? Who's going to stand up for you? That one is a really, really tough race to call, but I'm looking forward to see the results of that.
Voters are hoping whoever wins the seat addresses concerns like education and the high cost of living.
I'm also worried about basic things, price of housing, price of groceries, stuff like that. And I believe those things can be addressed with the right people in office.
Recent polls from The Hill show Hogan at 38% and Brooks at 52%. Although Larry Hogan was one of the most popular governors while in office, according to The Hill, a Republican has not held a Senate seat in Maryland since 1980. Now, this is expected to be a closely watched race. Both candidates have strong support and experience in Maryland politics.
Focused on trying to bring people together, trying to avoid the extremes of either party. I know that people have been saying that we're down and they're counting us out. I've always been the underdog.
I've been all across Maryland meeting with Marylanders where they are, and I have to tell you that I understand their concerns. I understand their cares. I know exactly who we're fighting for.
Now, the polls are open up until 8 p.m. today, so if you haven't cast your ballot just yet, make sure you do so today. For now, reporting in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Yeah, Marie, thank you. And another major race happening in Maryland is the congressional race for the 6th District. Democrat April McClain Delaney is taking on Republican Neil Parrott for the seat left by Representative David Trone. The 6th District represents parts of Western Maryland. And another important Senate race unfolding in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Our Candace Cole was at the polling place in Arlington talking to voters.
Here at the Walter Reed Community Center in Arlington, voters have been casting their ballots ever since 6 o'clock this morning.
I feel very excited. I'm super happy.
I'm excited and a bit nervous. It's a very momentous election.
Voters are feeling both excited and anxious after casting their ballots as they await the results of what's been an overly contentious election cycle. Of course, the presidential race between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is taking center stage, but Virginia voters will also decide if former governor and Democratic incumbent Senator Tim Kaine will keep his seat against Trump-backed Republican challenger Hung Cao, a Vietnamese refugee who served in the Navy. There are also a number of congressional seats up for grabs, including Abigail Spanberger, Democrat Eugene Vindman, and Republican Derek Anderson are both vying for her seat. Voters I spoke with in Virginia want to see everyone who can exercise their right to vote.
Don't sit it out. Please go vote.
Please.
Yes, we need.
This is crucial.
It is.
Absolutely.
Just the act of lifting up your hand and saying, this is who I am supporting, forces us to engage as individuals and feel like we're not just bystanders in this process.
And Virginia voters will have to bring an ID to vote. If you don't have one, you'll have to sign a form affirming your identity. Also, if you are one of the 1,600 eligible voters who was purged from the rolls here in Virginia, you'll still be able to vote. You'll just have to register on site and you'll be given a provisional ballot. Reporting in Arlington, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Candace. And voting polls open this morning at 7 a.m. and will close at 8 p.m. One group is drawing attention to a question on D.C.'s ballot, Initiative 83, which calls for opening D.C.'s primary elections to independent voter and for ranked choice voting. Now, it will all allow voters to rank up to 5 candidates according to their preference. And now to what many have their eyes on, the presidential election. The Harris and Trump campaigns spent their final days in battleground states, convincing undecided voters. Both Harris and Trump held rallies in Pennsylvania. Now, the presidential and vice presidential candidates scheduled about a dozen campaign rallies in Pennsylvania. That was yesterday. So Harris held events across the state targeting Hispanic voters, and Trump spoke at a rally.
The momentum is on our side.
And the only way we can blow it is if you blow it. I've given you the ball. I mean, you got to go and vote.
The Trump campaign is hosting an election night watch party in Palm Beach, Florida. The Harris campaign is having a watch party at Howard University. That is where she graduated nearly 40 years ago. And here's what's happening tonight in the district. So, as Vice President Kamala Harris is having her watch party on Howard University's campus, parking restrictions and street closures are going to be in place because of this event. So some of those restrictions started last night, and we have a complete list of the impacts and closures on our website. That's at dcnewsnow.com. Just type DC traffic alert in the search bar to find the story. And the Pentagon says the D.C. National Guard has been approved to assist D.C. Fire and EMS. The approval is for Election Day through November 13. Mayor Bowser says she has not yet activated the National Guard. Nationwide, the Pentagon says about 60 National Guardsmen from 6 states have been activated, and about 600 guardsmen from 17 states are on standby. And officials in Montgomery County are offering free bus rides to the polls. The county says you can look up the fastest route by using the Ride On Trip planner. Prince George's County is also offering free bus rides for voters. Our team of reporters are going to be spread out across the DMV all day long, bringing you the latest Election Day results. So be sure to stay with us on air and online. Our election night special coverage starts at 7 tonight. That's right here on DC News Now. All right, 12:09. When athletes begin their college careers, oftentimes they are moving away from family and friends. But one freshman on the Georgetown men's basketball team made the move to Washington, D.C. from New Zealand. Moving to a new country was a lot, but thanks to the community of Polynesian athletes at Georgetown, he feels right at home in the district.
The future plans that he has for this program I believe in, and I feel like I can contribute from day one, so that was a big reason why I came as well.
But that was not the biggest reason why Julius chose to become a Hoya. Moving to a new country at 18 years old can be intimidating. So for Julius and his family, who are Polynesian, looking for a school that felt the most like home was important.
When picking schools that I wanted to attend, that was obviously something that was on my radar. And when I came on my visit to Georgetown and seeing all the football guys, all the Polynesians here.
Georgetown's football team has several players who are Polynesian, and when they heard a new Polynesian recruit was coming to visit, they were excited to meet him.
Once we met him, we all kind of like just looked up because he's such a tall dude, but such a kind-hearted dude. And I think it was off the bat, I think we just felt that Polynesian connection. Just bring him into our family more comfortably and tell him that we're always here. We got that community here.
And in meeting the football guys, Julius felt more at home, and it solidified his decision to become a Hoya.
Not only for me, but my mom, when she came and just seeing all of them, it kind of made her at ease, knowing that I'm being surrounded by people of similar backgrounds, and kind of made the decision easy to come to Georgetown.
As soon as Julius stepped foot on campus, he was just a brother. Like, we welcomed him to the family, and that wasn't anything that had to be forced. Like, it was natural.
You kind of got that sense when I was introduced to everyone that you had that brotherhood sense, and seeing them every day, it's been great.
All right, coming up on DC News Now at noon, heading to the grocery store today. Well, don't miss out on our grocery price check. We're going to break down those prices on every aisle.
And it's getting really warm out there once again. Should we expect these warm temperatures to hang around for a few days? We'll have that answer in your full forecast after the break.